Good afternoon, Bobcats. Today is Wednesday, February the 20th, 2019, and tonight's homework comes from the workbook page Reteaching 10-4. And this is all about adding and just adding mixed numbers. Okay, so I'm going to start out with question number 1. And then I'm going to do question number 7 as well. Okay, number 1 says, 2 and 5/6 plus 3 and 1/4. So what I'm going to tell the kids to do is to go ahead and add the whole numbers first. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Next we have 5/6 and 1/4. So we're going to add 5/6 and 1/4 just like we added our fractions that we took a test on today. We're going to use the butterfly method. 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 1 is 6. The reason why we do this method is because it takes less steps and it's easier for most students to understand. To find your common denominator, you multiply the denominator. 6 times 4 is 24. And we add the numerators because it tells you to add. 20 plus 6 is 26. This is an improper fraction, and so to get rid of an improper fraction, you have to turn it into a mixed number through division. So 24 goes into 26 one time. 1 times 24 is 24. 26 minus 24 is 2. So we have a remainder of 2. And you would write that 1 and 2 over 24. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and add the whole numbers because you started out with a 5. And now you've got 1 and 2 24ths. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And 2 24ths. And then 2 and 24 can be simplified because they're both even. And you can simplify it because they can both be divided by 2. So the 6 stays the same. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 24 divided by 2 is 12. I could use the birthday cake method to simplify 2 over 24. And just like I said, 2 goes into both of them. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So that's how I got the 1/12. So the correct answer for number 1 is 6 and 1/12. We're going to go on down and look at number 7. Terza wants to put a fence around her garden. She has 22 yards of fence material. Does she have enough to go all the way around the garden? Well, to figure out the total distance around the garden, you would want to find the perimeter. And to find perimeter, you add all the sides. Okay, so we have 4 sides. And we're first going to start off by adding, if this is the garden, she had 4 2/3 on this side, and then 6 3/4 on this side. So if it's 6 3/4 on this side, it's 6 3/4 on the opposite, and then 4 2/3 on the opposite. So it's going to be easiest for us to add 4 2/3 together and then add the 6 3/4 together. So we're going to do the 4 2/3 plus 4 2/3. Okay. 4 plus 4 is 8. Then you have 2/3 plus 2/3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. And to find the denominator, you multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so that's an improper fraction. And you want to get rid of your improper fraction by doing division. So 9 goes into 12 one time. 1 times 9 is 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. So I got 1 3/9, and I'm going to add that to my 8. So 8 plus 1 3/9 is equal to 9 3/9. Now you can simplify the 3/9 using the birthday cake method, or if you can do it in your head, do it in your head. The number that goes into 3 and 9 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So you got 1/3. So 9 3/9 is actually equal to 9 1/3. Now that just gives me the measurement for these two sides added together. So now I need to add the top and bottom together. So I'm going to come back to this 9 1/3 here in just a minute. I'm going to add 6 3/4 plus 6 3/4. 6 plus 6 is 12. Now I'm going to add 3/4 plus 3/4. And, well, I don't know why I didn't think about this over here, but I have common denominators already. And so 3 plus 3 is 6, and the denominator is 4. Sorry about that. So I've got 12 6/4. 6/4 is an improper fraction. So to get rid of an improper fraction, we divide. 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Remainder 2. So that gives me 1 2/4. 2/4 is simplified into 1 1/2. Okay, so I had the 1 1/2, and I have to add it to this 12. Okay, 12 plus 1 is 13 1/2. Okay, so it's 13 1/2 inches on top and bottom, 9 1/3 inches from side to side. So I'm going to add now the 3 1/2 to the 9 1/3. Or I'm sorry, 13 1/2 to the 9 1/3. Running out of paper space here. 13 1/2 plus 9 1/3 equals 13 plus 9 is 22. And really, oh, no, let's go ahead and add the fractions. 1/2 plus 1/3. No common denominators here, so you have to use the butterfly method. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. And then 2 times 3 is 6. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So that gives me, combined with the whole number, 22 5/6 yards. I know I said inches earlier, it's yards. Now the question says that she has 22 yards of fence material. Does she have enough to go all the way around the fence? This area back up here is a little bit more than 22 yards. So if she's only got enough fence material for 22 yards, then she'd have 5/6 left over without the fence material. So the answer is no, she does not have enough. So if you have any more questions about tonight's homework, you can come to Homework Help tomorrow morning in the library at 7 a.m. I hope that this helps, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great day.